5:30, we'll call the meeting to order. Misty, will you call the roll?
Dave Burris,
Present.
Randy Graham,
Here.
J.R. Huddleston,
Here.
Deborah Johnston,
Here.
Bill Lukens,
Here.
Craig Romy,
Present.
Gary Telkamp,
Here.
Linda Barbow.
Here, I think.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Or close by, anyway.
Would you
Yeah.
join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. As usual, council, we remind you to excuse yourself from prior to voting on any item if you believe you have a conflict of interest on that item. And with that, can I get a motion to approve an amended agenda, adding new business item O, a travel training request for City Administrator Ariel Allison?
I make a motion to approve an amended agenda, including item O, travel training request for Ariel Allison to attend a Black Hills Council of Local Governments and Business meeting in Rapid City on 4/23.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Can I get a motion to approve the minutes of the April 7th council meeting?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from the April 7th council meeting.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Can I get a motion to approve the bills in between?
Make a motion to approve the bills in between of $222,202.64.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Can I get a motion to approve the current claims?
I make a motion to approve the current claims of $153,000 and 802 plus 92.
Second.
Second.
Craig. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Is there any communication from the public? Come on down. Name and address, please, and as usual, limit comments to 5 minutes.
I got a timer this time. So
Okay, thanks, Frank.
Frank Burkholt, 905 South 6th Street, Hot Springs, South Dakota, 57747. I talked to you guys last month or a couple weeks ago, and one of the things I ended up with was mentioning that you guys had approved Chemlon to spray the and so I guess I'm interested in knowing your seriousness about your resolutions. This was one from 2017, basically the one I handed to you last time. Safety and welfare by preventing pollution and maintaining the quality water entering in and held within, removed from aquifers serving a city. Whereas City Council finds that any pollution or contamination, willful or not, of our water supply to be a direct threat of our community. Therefore, City of Hot Springs will take necessary actions to ensure the perpetual purity and quality of the waters available for the use of the citizens. So I personally think that synthetic chemicals, fertilizers, herbicides are a threat to our water. I also think there's other threats to our water that I don't hear the city addressing. Particularly, I'd say my top two, or top number one, is the fact that Rapid City is pulling 9 million gallons a day permitted out of the Minnelusa. The corridor between Box Elder and Spearfish are depleting the Minnelusa at a faster rate than it's recharging. There was a great story last year about that. And then the second one is the amount of human fecal coliform bacteria that's entering Fall River. And I would say the primary suspect would be septic tanks up Hot Brook Canyon. And I guess if we want to be serious about water, which we apparently are because we are opposing the uranium mining, I would say it behooves the council to act like they're serious about things other than just the uranium mining. I wanted to speak very briefly about the nuisance ordinance, and just wanted to say, what do you think the outcome would be if there was a petition passed around and declared the City Council of Hot Springs a nuisance? I'd say probably the 80% of the county, all of the rural areas that voted for uranium would vote that the City Council is a nuisance. That wouldn't have any effect on you guys though, just like it doesn't have any effect on the state, because you guys don't derive your power from a vote of the people. We're not a democracy, we're a constitutional republic. And so it could be 100 to 0, but if I want to get rid of the City Council in Hot Springs, I got to do a constitutional amendment. So I think based on the vote that was 3.5 years ago, I would say that it's very likely that if we had a resolution against all mining, it would pass. I would say if there was a resolution against large feedlots, I would say it would pass. Based on your statements, I would say that you guys are forced to oppose the Fall River feedlot. I say you are forced to oppose Simon Construction, because there's no possible way that you can strip mine and not damage the water system. Any is the key word you guys used, any risk. So, and then finally, Hearing in Pier, I don't know if anybody's watched the tape. They have it on YouTube. If you have 6 hours of your life to give up, I'd suggest that you watch that. By what I watched, I would say that just in general that the people that say they want both sides to be heard actually don't want both sides to be heard. There were multiple interruptions and the chair had to warn the crowd a number of times. I never heard anybody supporting uranium heckling any of the speakers from the other side. So that's what you're bringing to Hot Springs. Thank you. I know you got a hearing in 2 minutes, but if there's any direct questions, I'll take them now.
Do you have any questions, council?
I do not.
Okay, thank you, Frank.
Yep.
Thanks, Frank.
Thanks, Frank.
Okay, it's, we've got 3 minutes before our public hearing.
Bill, I forgot. I was going to give these to out, just information on uranium processing and stuff. Yeah, didn't really affect my call.
Yeah, if you walk slow. Is there anyone else from the public? We do have a public hearing at 5:40.
Thank you.
Anybody else wants to look at them, I'll just leave them up here. Okay. Is that okay for you? Yeah.
So we're less than a minute out, so I'll not try to rush things.
We could maybe get through personnel.
I'm going to try to do personnel.
Sure.
Okay, can I get a motion to approve personnel actions A through H?
Make a motion to approve personnel actions A through H.
Second.
Any discussion?
Deb?
Yeah.
Hearing none, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, it's 5:40, so we'll open up a public hearing. This is a hearing to act on the license application from the Mammoth site for a special sale alcoholic beverage license for the Survive the Ice Age annual fundraiser event to be held on April 24th, 2026, from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. at the Mammoth site, 1800 Highway 18. Is there anyone from the Mammoth site that would like to speak to this event?
He didn't plan to attend. Preston was at the last meeting giving the bid update. It's a standard event at a location we've had before, so he did not plan to attend.
Okay.
But if you had any questions, I could call or text him and ask them.
Is there anyone from the public that would like to speak regarding this event? Council, any questions or comments?
Do we need a motion?
Not quite yet.
Okay.
It's pretty much a standard routine fundraiser,
Yep.
and I'm pretty sure that it'd be run the same way it has in the past.
Okay, hearing no comments from the council or the public, we'll close the hearing at 5:41 p.m. Can I get a motion to approve, deny, or postpone?
I'll make a motion to approve the license application from the Mammoth site for a special sale alcohol beverage license for the Survive the Ice Age annual fundraiser event to be held on April 24th, 2026, from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. at the Mammoth site, 1800 Highway 18.
I'll second that.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, we have one council update tonight from Hot Springs Public Library Director, Mary Toronis. Mary?
Hello, everybody.
How we doing this evening?
I am good, thank you. Everybody can hear me, okay?
Maybe angle it down a little. It should tilt. There you go.
Is that better?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So at the library, we're averaging about 2,500 people visiting us every month. So far this year, we've had 7,554 people, which is 717 more people than we had in the same time frame last year. Now, of our patrons, we currently have 4,312, 2,490 of which are from within Hot Springs limits, and then 1,465 are from Fall River. There's a few that are from Custer County and other states as well that scatter kind of around. But that's more than 233 than we had last year, so our numbers are nice and up this year. Checkouts all around for this first quarter, we've had over 6,000, which is almost 300 more than we had last year. So it's looking to be a really good year for our numbers. I just completed the 2025 Annual Public Library Survey, which is important for libraries all across South Dakota. We compare all of our numbers for finances and services and things that we have in our libraries to compare them. So then we can use those with budgeting and getting help and advocacy for each of our libraries. And some of the information in there, one of our top numbers, we had 8.4% ratio of visitors per capita compared to only 3.36 statewide. So that's a nice big high number for us. We also had a public internet usage per capita of 2.56 compared to only 0.42 statewide. A lot of people come to use our computers and our public internet and Wi-Fi, so that's a nice number to have so we can prove that they are valuable to our visitors. We did recently receive a very generous gift from the Carnegie Corporation of New York in celebration of the 250th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence. This corporation originally awarded libraries grants to help get off the ground because Andrew Carnegie thought libraries are very important. People need to have knowledge and a place to gather and get that knowledge. So this year, they sent out gifts to any libraries that were built between 1886 and 1917. Our first library, the original one downtown, was built in 1913, so we definitely fell into that category. So they gave us $10,000. We are going to do a lot of research to figure out how we can improve the library, do some upgrades to like our children's room and our teens area, and hopefully add some programming so that we can bring more people into the library. Our summer reading program will be Unearth a Story. It's archaeology and paleontology, which is definitely dear to my heart. I love paleontology. It'll run June 5th through July 31st. We're having reading challenges, weekly activities. We do have special events, including Jeff Quinn's magic show. And we have the Mammoth site will be visiting us twice to give classes or speeches to our kids and get them excited about paleontology. And then the other big news is that our book barn is finally opening for the summer on April 24th. So we'll be able to have people going over there and getting books. And we still take donations at the library for the book barn for them, but they're opening now, so people can visit them as well. That's it.
Thank you, Mary. Council, any questions for Mary?
I want to thank you for a good job you're doing out there, and it's evident across the state that we're up and above everybody else, and that goes to you and your staff, so thank you.
Thank you very much.
Did you get any direct questions related to your survey?
I did not get any questions for the survey.
I noticed that those that you mentioned where we're so high, but also that local government operating revenue per capita is also double the statewide average, almost a little shy of double total operating revenue per capita, and then also expenditures. So we're putting our money where our mouth is, and it's showing, because you're doing good stuff with that money, and a lot of people are coming to our library, and I think that's really cool. And I also noticed that the portion of the library's total circulation that is children's material is lower than the statewide average, so maybe that could be a focus.
Yeah, our children's area needs a lot of help. It hasn't been weeded to get rid of some of the older, not quite as good books and bring in some new stuff. But Heather's working on it. She's almost got the adult section done, and then she can work on the kids, and we can get some space available, better bins, and then we can bring in more books for the kids and
is the
activities.
Carnegie money going to help with that?
Yes, Carnegie money is definitely going to help us with that.
Good work. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Mary, I had a question on your summer program that you have running from June 5th to July 31st. What times a day is that?
All right. For children 1 to 4, it'll be Thursdays at 10:30 in the morning. Ages 5 to 8 are Thursdays at 2. And then we have our 9 to 18-year-olds on Wednesday at 2.
Okay.
Mary, this isn't a question, but it's a comment. I spent a good share of my day today at the library, and it's a wonderful facility. And for those of you out there that are watching this evening, I encourage you to go and check out the library and enjoy it. It's a great place. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Thank you, Mary.
Just a couple of comments to support what the rest of the council has said is, you know, year after year, as we've seen these reports, the library has consistently had more usage, both visits, internet usage than the average library, which I think is very commendable. And one of the things that stuck out for me, maybe it shouldn't have, but that it's all ages using the libraries. It's not just the younger elementary age children, but the high school age and junior high age, which I thought was very good and commendable for everybody involved in that. So again, good job.
Thank you. Those teenagers are the hardest to get the high schoolers in because it's too cool to go to the library, but they're starting to come in, and Cassie's got some programs for them and they're enjoying it. So we're getting their numbers up in the teens, and they're the hard ones. So
good job.
Thank you.
Is the Helen McGee room completely digitalized now? Has that project finished?
I think it finished before you got there, didn't it?
It was pretty much done before I got there. We did have a gentleman who said he was going to try and put it all on internet and stuff to make it easier, but his ideas were not kosher. They weren't going to work for what we had. But most everything we have in the Carnegie is in the Helen McGee is searchable online, so we have it digitized.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Good work.
Okay, thanks, Mary.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll move on to our only ordinance. Can I get a motion to approve the second reading of ordinance 1286?
Make a motion to approve the second reading of ordinance 1286, revising Title 7 Traffic Code, Chapter 70, Traffic Regulation, Recreational Vehicles and Authority.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, Misty, will you call the roll?
Craig Romy,
Yes.
Gary Telkamp,
Yes.
Linda Barbell,
Yes.
Dave Burris,
Yes.
Deborah Johnston,
Yes.
Randy Graham,
Yes.
J.R. Huddleston,
Yes.
Bill Lucas.
Yes.
Thank you.
Motion carries. Moving on to our one resolution, can I get a motion to approve Resolution 2026-15?
I'll make a motion to approve 2026-15, a resolution to amend the fee schedule to include stone tea advertising at the golf course.
Second.
Discussion. Ariel, I don't know if you want to explain this a little bit?
Yeah, so we had this back, I believe the most recent run of it was 2016 through 2018. The ads have been up since then and not being billed for. So we looked at what the rates were then and what, we think they should be now. This is a 2-year agreement. These are 12 by 20 advertising plaques that would go out on the stone tees. Pretty straightforward. If you guys have any questions, be happy to answer them.
I do. Is the city paying for those, or is it coming out of the funds generated
Well,
from the golf course?
So we'll be collecting the money, and the money will go to the golf course. But the golf course will be buying the signs so that we make sure they're the right size and material and, mounting hardware. So
How much do our fees go up from last year
at the
to
golf
golf?
course,
Yeah.
was it a consistent?
There were some
Percentage.
that didn't go up, but they hit somewhere around 3, I believe, 3%, but not everything went up 3%. That was the starting rate that they used.
Yep, that was kind of decided before me, so I wasn't sure on the exact number.
And how much are the signs costing the city?
They should be less than $70 a piece from Pheasantland. This is advertising space. So,
Okay, thanks for the questions. Any other discussion? Okay, hearing no more. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, moving on to new business item A. Can I get a motion to approve the Hot Springs Municipal Airport land lease agreement with Rodney and Barbara Watts?
Before we do that, Mr. Chair, I think we need to make a correction on paragraph 6, where it reads additional term commencing on April 20th of 2036 to, should be 2056.
That's correct. The initial term is a 30-year, not a 10-year term. So thank you, Gary.
Thank you.
Do you want to make a motion to approve it with that change?
Do we need to make a motion? If we do, I'd make a motion to change that from April 20th, 2036 to April 20th of 2056.
Second.
Discussion? Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you for catching that math as far. Because I've 10 right before it, so I just added 10, but I knew it was a 30 years, so.
I just,
So does that cover all of the new business item A?
I believe so.
Okay. And just for information, when we extended the taxiways last year as part of the airport improvement plan, this is what that enabled. And by changing the land lease agreement that we did a couple meetings ago to make it more usable for potential leasees. That allowed this. So we now can access that land, and we were able to lease it, and we did. So thank you, council, for doing that. So moving on to new business item B, can I get a motion to approve and authorize the mayor to sign contract change order number 1 with Heavy Constructors, Inc. on the Minnetonka Avenue Bridge?
I'll make a motion to approve and authorize the mayor to sign contract change order number 1 with Heavy Constructors, Inc. on the Minnetonka Avenue Bridge, BRO 8024-0023-1, PCN 09H3, to cover traffic control signage, increased excavation at both abutments, and optional water main and sidewalk replacement. Change order increases the contract price by $22,405.84 to a new total price, contract price of $1,422,085.53.
Second.
Any discussion?
Sidewalk that's on that ain't the sidewalk they broke up, is it? Is that something different?
Nope. This is different. This is kind of a gap between what was replaced during the road project and the bridge. So it just looks pretty bad right now, and it's built in there. You guys do, this doesn't obligate you to complete that work. We are looking at doing it in-house.
Then why
So
are we
it-
putting on this?
It can be removed before we close out the project. Something Public Works will need to talk about.
Kind of a
How much?
placeholder item.
How much water line are they putting in? Just that went under the bridge?
We are replacing what goes under the bridge, and
Is that the one that got hit?
yeah, but I don't think, no, they didn't hit the water, they hit the sewer. And we're not paying for their mistake on hitting the sewer.
This wasn't in the contract replaced with the bridge, was it?
No, nope. When they got it uncovered and we saw what condition it was in, we decided now's the best time to get it replaced.
Craig, on the second page, there's square footage. It's the non-participating, I think, number 10 and 11. The drain point water main, 40 feet, and water service, 80 feet. Ductile iron drain point water main.
What were we replacing it with? Plastic, or we going back to metal? Do we know?
Don't think
I'm
it's
not
metal.
entirely sure.
I don't think it's metal.
I mean, it says PVC and it says ductile iron, so that would be a Tracy question.
The remove of ductile iron, right?
Oh, is that removed?
Okay.
Okay, in the statement, as you read it, you're saying to upgrade some parts and pieces along with the line, shut off valves and so on and so forth. That is strictly to the freshwater line, or is that also including the sewer line?
That's just the water.
Okay.
The sewer they damaged will be replaced by them on their dime.
Okay, but in that statement, you're saying that just the line, but if you're going to upgrade the water, does the shut-off valves and elbows and all that for the sewer need to be done? And if so, are they paying for that, being they did the damage to the line?
Well, if they didn't damage the shut-off valve, I don't expect them to replace the sewer shut-off valves. Unless I'm misunderstanding your
I
question.
don't think there's a valve in the sewer line.
Right, so,
Well, when it's at a bridge, I don't know. That's going to be a little bit new for me if we had.
I've never seen a shut-off valve in the sewer line ever.
right.
Well, being it's next to water and hovering over water and you had an accident, it would behoove you to have some way to stop the sewer from going into the water.
Yeah.
But that's why I wanted to ask that question. It's because I know
I'm
damage was
unsure.
done on one, but being they have to pull it apart and replace that, it would only make sense to me that any elbows, anything that is incurred in that line be replaced.
Right.
Okay.
Good question. Sounds like Public Works is going to have a good discussion on the 28th. Okay, any other questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. New business item C, can I get a motion to approve the Stone Tea ad agreement template?
I make a motion to approve the Stone Tea ad agreement template for use at the Southern Hills Golf Course.
Second.
Discussion.
Yeah, where was that at?
Isn't that what we just voted on, those
You
signs?
voted on the resolution to set the fees. This is just approving the template of the agreement because we'll enter into agreement with every person. We didn't want to bring them all in front of you.
Separately.
So as long as you agree with the agreement and you already agreed with the fees, then we should be able to go ahead and enter into the agreement with everyone who wants to do advertising.
That's fine. You're restricted to whatever fits into it anyway.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. New business item D, can I get a motion to acknowledge notification of raffle?
I make a motion to acknowledge the notification of raffle from the Hot Springs Chamber of Commerce, which is planning several 50/50 raffles at the following upcoming chamber events: Salute to Valor, 5/24, the Rockin' Riverside Concert Series on 5/30, 6/13, 6/20, 7/11, 7/25, and 8/8, and the Fall River Flight Fest, 8/28 and 8/29. One winner will be drawn at the conclusion of each event and will receive 1/2 of the proceeds from the tickets sold. The remaining funds will directly support the Chamber's programs and events.
Second.
Any discussion?
So this is a raffle for each event? Okay.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. New business item E, can I get a motion to approve an automatic budget supplement?
Make a motion to approve an automatic budget supplement of $172,420 to additional sales tax fund services and fees 212-21200-42200 for project management of the Minnetonka Bridge replacement project, reimbursement revenue received from BIG Grant Fund, SDDOT, PCN 09H3.
Second.
Discussion. Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. New business item F, can I get a motion to accept the resignation from the Evergreen Cemetery Board of Deanne Arneson?
Make a motion to accept resignation from the Evergreen Cemetery Board of Deanne Arneson, 2022 to 2026.
Second.
Discussion. Hearing none,
If anyone's interested, we have an opening now.
Yeah, we're sorry to see her go. She was good in that business. So
Yeah.
Come on.
How many is on that board?
She was just serving in the absence of someone who just resigned a couple years ago, so not very long, but.
And they only meet as needed, so it's not a monthly thing.
If I remember right, there's only 3 or 4.
I was
I think 3.
I think Debbie would be great.
She will have nothing to do with the city of Hot Springs after what happened to her. No.
Was it
okay, well, Deanne, we thank you for your service, and as others have said, if anyone's interested, please contact City Hall for that area of service. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Well, you can't force her to do it, so yeah, we agree.
New business item G, can I get a motion to set a public hearing on May 4th?
Make a motion to set a public hearing on Monday, May 4th at 5:35 for the special sale of alcoholic beverages license application from the Hot Springs Rotary Club for the Rocking Riverside concert events to be held May 30th and June 13th, June 20th, July 25th, August 8th at Centennial Park, 275 North Garden Street, and the 4th of July Street Dance event to be held July 3rd, also at Centennial Park at 275 North Garden Street.
Second.
Discussion. Hearing none, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. New business item H. Can I get a motion to set a public hearing on May 4th?
Make a motion to set a public hearing on May 5/4/26 at 5:40 PM to discuss proposed ordinance change revising Title 15 Land Usage, Chapter 155 Zoning Code, 155.032 F3 PUD, Number 3 Cascade Hill Subdivision Amendment.
Second.
Discussion?
I'm going to have to abstain because I sit on the CHAD board.
Okay, thank you, Gary. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. New business item I. Can I get a motion to approve a travel training request from Water Foreman Sean Hiley?
Make a motion for travel training request for Water Foreman Sean Hiley to attend the 2026 Rural Water Expo, 4/21 through 4/22 in Rapid City, South Dakota.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. New business item J, can I get a motion to approve a travel training request for HSPD Officer Brandon Peterson?
I make a motion to approve travel training request for HSPD Officer Brandon Peterson to attend the South Dakota Narcotic Officer Association Conference in Deadwood, South Dakota, April 29th through the 30th.
Second.
I heard Dave, but any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. New business item K, can I get a motion to approve a travel training request for HSPD Officer Matthew Maxfield?
I make a motion to approve the travel training request for our Hot Springs PD officer Matthew Maxfield to attend the Taser Energy Weapon Instructor course to be held in Winter, South Dakota on 6/15 through 6/16.
Second.
Discussion?
Does this mean he gets to come home and teach others how to use it?
Yes.
Good.
Hearing no other discussion, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. New business item L, can I get a motion to approve a travel training request for Building Code Officer Wes Foss?
Make a motion for a travel training request for Building Code Officer Wes Foss to attend the South Dakota Association of Code Enforcement training to be held. Why is that in there twice? Anyway, Code Enforcement training to be held in Fort Pierre, South Dakota, 5/6 through 5/7.
Second.
Discussion? Hearing none, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. New business item M, can I get a motion to approve travel training request for City Administrator Ariel Allison?
I make a motion for a travel training request for City Administrator Ariel Allison to attend the South Dakota Statewide Certified Local Governments Conference to be held in Pierre, South Dakota on 5/29.
Second.
Discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. New business item N, can I get a motion to approve a travel training request for Library Director Mary Toronas and the clerks?
I'll make a motion to approve travel training request for Library Director Mary Toronas and clerks Heather Lee, Cassie Gardner, Jamie Taylor, and Jerry Jardine to attend Black Hills Library's mini conference to be held in Rapid City, South Dakota on April 24th.
Second.
Discussion. Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. New business item O, can I get a motion to approve a travel training request for City Administrator Ariel Allison?
Make a motion to approve a travel training request for City Administrator Ariel Allison to attend the Black Hills Council of Local Governments business meetings to be held in Rapid City, South Dakota, 4/23.
Second.
Discussion. Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Go to committee reports. Admin Finance. JR, Gary?
The Admin and Finance Committee met at 1:00 PM on Monday, April 13th here at the Miller Civic Center. The minutes are as follows. Present, J.R. Huddleston, Gary Telkamp, Deborah Johnston, Misty Summers Walton, Ariel Allison, Ross Norton, and Ian Bell. New business. Number 1, Ian Bell, skydiving business request for deal/reduction in price for airport fuel. Ian presented a request to the city to discount his skydiving business $1 off per gallon of airport fuel. Reason was volume. He is forecasting 8,000 to 12,000 gallons purchased this upcoming season. In 2025 season, he purchased 2,000 gallons and plans to wrap up jumps this year. The committee discussed how the fuel prices are set based on wholesale prices, regional rates, and the needed markup to ensure we can purchase the next tank. Discussed the fairness of discounting fuel for one business and its challenges for the council. Telkamp requested that the information used determine our fuel price. The committee discussed other ways to be supportive of the business without a direct discount, then encouraged Ian to look at purchasing his own tank so the city could share loads with him. And then we could both get the wholesale price of a fuel tanker load. The committee emphasized that the city would be open to selling the fuel business altogether. Ian is encouraged to come back on May 11th to Admin and Finance and possible council discussion May 18th. Number 2, billing dilemmas with wastewater treatment plant bond surcharge. A, VA and state home lack of meters, move to Public Works. B, seasonal shutoffs. The committee recommends that a minimum bill with surcharge be generated to those who seasonally shut off services to ensure bond obligations. Still awaiting the award letter, which may outline if we have to do this or how the surcharge must be implemented. C, lawn meters. No longer a concern since a surcharge will not be volumetric. D, vacant homes for sale, abandoned, etc. Discuss the writing off of uncollectible revenue in the past, awaiting any guidance that may come with the award letter. E, commercial users, awaiting any guidance that may come with the award letter. Number 3, update City Hall/Building Department Administrative Assistant. Finance officer and city administrator discussed plans to keep the job open until the 16th, then possibly proceed with hire pending council approval. Number 4, Title III Administration, Chapter 30, General Provisions, 30.26, Public Works Engineer discussion. Recommended the proposed ordinance change based on the 2025 change of Public Works Engineer to Public Works Director and need to operate following the ordinance. This will be on the info side of the 420 council packet. Number 5, use of the city attorney's time. Discuss the best use of city attorney's time as we are bumping up against 20 hours monthly with less getting done. In the past, Finance has asked for details on hours billed and has not received a response. The committee would like this information to make a determination. Specifically, whether we want them at city council meetings and if the morning of meetings could be modified to an email format. We'll continue the discussion at the next Admin Finance meeting. 6, Police Department request to acknowledge officers by purchasing plaques for life-saving or exemplary performance or action. Chief presented request for use PD donations for the purchase of plaques, as he has previously been doing from his own pocket. Committee discussed no special expense code is needed and agreed with the request when using the current year's designated donation dollars. Number 7, PD purchasing Class A uniforms for more formal for court, funerals, etc., for all officers within existing clothing budget. Chief presented the need for Class A uniforms for all 8 officers, which will run about $1,500 to $1,700 total, with no extra budget authority needed. Committee agrees with the request. 8, Stone T ads, Southern Hills Golf Course, review pricing and contract. Recommends suggested contract with 2-year terms, $650 for 1 plaque or $100 for 2.
That should say 1,000.
1,000, okay, thank you.
Just caught that myself.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Forward on to council for fee resolution 420. Committee members, comments. Chief Norton requested clarification on admin days and expressed his struggle to schedule time for the officers to flex this time while still providing coverage. Request to change policy to just allow double pay on administrative leave days for those who work. The committee agrees that formal policy change should come back to admin and finance. Chief Norton shared the idea to create a position within his department as sergeant/investigator without adding an extra officer. Would like to compensate the officer for the extra investigative duties, and this person is ideally next in line if chief or captain are not available. The committee discussed planning for this in the 2027 budget versus sooner, and we would like to review the job description. Is that accurate? Chief Norton shared the ability to refinance the body cam and taser to include the dash cam fleet. We'll bring back a quote once available. Next meeting is May 11th, and we adjourned at 3:05 p.m. Any questions, concerns?
Anything to add, JR?
Good job.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
I got a question. That school officer, the school isn't giving us any money for it, from what I understand. So what's Hot Springs gonna do? We can't, we're not budgeted for his full salary.
As a school officer, you mean?
Yeah,
It gets reabsorbed.
He's going, yeah, we're going to absorb it within the PD. So as they need somebody, we'll respond respectfully.
so we have it in our budget to pay him full-time?
Yes, we did budget for his full salary. It's just the revenue portion that we're going to be short on.
Okay.
Thanks, Greg.
Since you said that, I'd like to extend our appreciation to Officer McMillan for a job well done. Sorry the school didn't have the funds to be able to go forward, but his work there was done quite well, and we appreciate him.
Yes, indeed.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you, JR. Custer Fall River Regional Waste Management District.
We meet next month, the 14th at 6 o'clock here at the Mueller Center.
Thank you, Craig. Historic Preservation Commission, Deborah.
We meet May 6th, 5 p.m. here at the Mueller Center.
Thank you. Parks, Recreation, Beautification, and Cultural Development, Linda, Randy.
We meet May 6th at 1 p.m. here at the Mueller Civic Center.
Thank you, Linda. Planning and Zoning Commission, Deborah.
Planning and Zoning met Wednesday, April 15th at City Hall, 6 p.m. Present were Tracy Bastian, Wesley Foss, Ariel Allison, Sean Hiley, Don Olsted, Christine Heidebrink, Jason Heidebrink, myself, Ty Hill, and Jesse Nas. Under new business, motion by Christine and seconded by Ty to approve the text amendment request, Chapter 155 zoning code, 155.032 PUD number 3, major amendment due to road removal, units going from 51 to up to 48 side yard setbacks were also clarified in the changes. Number 2, review of the developer's agreement for PUD number 3. Commission sees no issues and recommends approval pending legal review. Number 3, motion by Christina, seconded by Ty, to set a special P&Z meeting May 4th at 4:30 PM prior to city council meeting at the Mueller Center. Number 4, motion by Christine and seconded by Ty to set a public hearing for May 4th at 4:30 PM at the Mueller Center special P&Z meeting. The next meeting will be May 4th, 4:30 PM here at the Mueller Center, and then also May 20th at 6 PM City Hall. We adjourned at 6:45 PM.
Thank you, Deborah. Any questions? Okay, public safety, JR?
Public Safety will meet May 7th at 1 PM here in the Mueller Civic Center. All are welcome to attend.
Thank you, JR. Public Works, Dave, Craig?
Our next meeting will be here at the Mueller Center at 1 PM on the 28th, Tuesday the 28th.
Thank you, Dave. City Administrator?
I do not have a report tonight.
Thank you, Ariel. Finance Officer?
I don't have a report, just a couple updates for council. You would note on the info-only side, the memo prepared regarding the revisions to the Public Works engineer, a description that Gary mentioned in the admin finance, so please review that and ask any questions before the next meeting. We plan to have that on the next meeting for first reading. I do have an update on some rate comparisons for our Evans Sponge Mineral Springs Treasury Bond that matures on the 23rd. I'll have it on the next agenda for approval, but we're recommending the 18-month term at SD Fit and rates can vary in the next 3 days, but at 3.57%. Those funds, we can't do anything with them until the debt's paid off, and we're about 5 or 6 years out from that. So we can't go longer than 24 months. So we're gonna go with their 18-month special, and that'll be on your next agenda. The last thing I have is a memo that all of you received from Caleb Peterson with Husted Law regarding the public comments at the last meeting. And I just wanted to highlight a couple things from that memo. The determination, so long as the council authorized the letter through a valid motion and at a properly noticed meeting, the content of the letter falls within the scope of that authorization. The council acted within its lawful authority in approving and issuing the letter. No provisions of the South Dakota codified law required additional readings, publication, or a public hearing for the action. Accordingly, the procedural and substantive challenges raised lack any legal merit. So, wanted to update the council on that. Opinion from our attorney.
Thank you.
Thank you, Misty.
Thank you.
Okay, anything else? Okay, well, obviously, the mayor was not able to be with us tonight, so there's no mayor report. So can I get a motion to adjourn?
Make a motion to adjourn?
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
That was it, Dave. I was laughing. Dave got the second.
Yeah.
Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Meeting's adjourned.